Many times in a session, I have people discuss with me the problem of not being able to create what they want in their life, even though they feel they are taking all of the proper steps. There's a lot of frustration sometimes with these conversations, and one thing about the work I do, I go past the conscious mind into the old programs and tapes that are held there, and into the cellular structure, bringing out what blocks are there. Many times we believe we're doing something, and in truth, because we are looking at it through the filters that are ours, the old tapes and the old patterns, we don't see how we're doing the same things over and over again that are not at our highest level. They're not in integrity with who we are. They are not honoring who we are. So I want to address that just a little bit in this particular video. One of the ways to see and feel very quickly how you're stopping yourself is by doing a little mirror work. I would like you to have a mirror with you. Or if you choose to watch this video and do it a little later, that's fine too. Do it in a way that's right for you. That's the one thing about this experience. If you stop and feel within you, you know what's right for you. Give yourself permission to listen to that feeling or that inner voice. Yet the mirror work is necessary at this particular time. It will give you quite a bit of information about how you actually feel about yourself, how you respond to yourself. So with your mirror, take it and look directly at your reflection. Pay attention to if you dart your eyes away, close your eyes, anything that stops you from looking at this reflection. When you're doing that, you're actually denying yourself. Instead, take time to look in the mirror and really look. Do not begin the process of seeing faults or flaws with yourself. If you're seeing immediately faults or flaws within yourself, that's a lack of acceptance. That doesn't allow you to create. If you don't care about yourself or care for yourself, don't accept yourself, how can you create the world that you want? You're denying who you are. You're going to deny everything else out there. So take the time to look in the mirror, into your eyes, and say, I love you. I love you. I love you. How did that feel to you? Were you nervous, hesitant? Were you able to do it and feel a warmth, a heart opening? Was there energy blocked in your body somewhere? Did your words stick in your throat? All of this is very important. It's telling you about you and how you actually feel about who you are. Practice that over and over again until the body completely relaxes and you feel an opening of the heart. The eyes warm and to the reflection you're looking at. Okay, now the next one is, I accept you. I accept everything about you. I accept everything about you. You notice I'm looking out and saying you because you're looking at the reflection. If it feels better, you may say, I love me, I accept me, whichever. What it is when you're looking at a direct reflection, you're looking at yourself and accepting yourself. How did you feel when you were saying, I accept everything about you? And then ask yourself the question, do I really? Most of the time, people do not. They hold this high expectation for the self. They may go out and be easy and accepting and compassionate and empathetic with others, but when they look at themselves, they're holding this unrealistic expectation. There's no compassion. There's no empathy. It's, I expect this and I expect it to happen in this way. It's time to be your own best friend. Treat yourself the same way you would treat your best friend. Allow yourself to understand you're in process and you are in the human experience. That you are doing the best you can in each and every moment with what you know at that time. Practice each morning, or if it's easier for you at night, or in the morning at night, the I love you, I accept you. I love me, I accept me. Always being aware of the facial characteristics and features, if the eyes draw together, the eyebrows, if the mouth pinches, if the jaws lock, if the throat locks. Practice until you really feel complete love and acceptance for the self. As you do this, it allows you to create in a way that is loving, in a way that honors who you are, in a way that accepts life and lets life flow in for you. It allows you to actually receive. When you're holding rigid expectations and rigid forms for yourself, life can't come into you. You've got a door blocked, a door locked. Also, it's time to get a notebook if you don't already have one. Write. It's great to write. How do you get to know yourself if you don't have a conversation? And by writing it down, it allows you to actually see and hold in your awareness where you have blockages. It'll allow you to go forward and then come backwards and look and see the progress you've made. Again, be honest with yourself. There isn't any judgment in this. There's no condemnation. Do not hang labels. Just allow yourself to feel. Mankind has spent a lifetime, or many, many, many lifetimes, denying themselves and denying how they feel. It's always very interesting to me and surprising to me when I'm in session and I'll bring something up for a person and they'll say, oh no, that can't be, I've already done that. I've already gone through that. There's an old saying in this work, and it's like that we are like onions and we go through layers and layers and layers until we come down to the essence. Allow yourself to say, hold it. If I'm being brought back to this information, even though I felt I've already gone through it, then, you know, there's something in it for me. When you're willing to take the time for yourself, your life becomes more of what you want in life. You're acknowledging your importance. It's the same importance as all life. There are none that are more than, there are none that are less than. All life is equal. And you are a divine aspect of life with as great of importance as anything else out there. As you give the time to you, it allows you to understand the divine being you are. As you do this, again, you'll notice changes in your life. Many situations become more pleasant. You feel more abundance of the positives in life. And what's important here is to actually acknowledge those as they come in. Also, acknowledge the steps you're taking, the process you're going through, and the progress you're making. The same way you would your best friend. Think about it. When you have a friend who's been in an area they've been stuck, they've been on their little hamster wheel going over and over and over and over again and creating the same things over and over and over, and then they decide to jump off that hamster wheel. They've told you about it. They walk you through the steps and they share their progress with you. What do? You look at them and say, hey, great job. You go. Wow, this is really fantastic. doing your stuff, girl or boy, man, whichever. Do the same thing for you. Give it back to you. It is not a selfish act to love who you are. It's a selfless act. It isn't moving from a state of the ego. It's going into the heart center and loving from there. As you love everything about yourself and accept everything about yourself, that emanates from you, loving all of life and accepting all of life. It brings out the love, the compassion, the acceptance, allowing to move in the universal flow of life, allowing to create at levels that were not created before. It allows you to receive in ways you have never received before. Love who you are, wholly and completely. Accept who you are, wholly and completely. Acknowledge the life that you are living in a way that is joyous and free, in a way that brings to you all that you could imagine of the most positive form. Allow yourself to dream and allow yourself to create those dreams. The more you accept and love the self, the more you accept and love all of life. For you acknowledge you are a divine aspect of life, the same as all life is. Dearest ones, allow yourself to see the light that lives within you, the form of life you are. Converse with the self, have a dialogue with the self. Begin to know you. Begin to know the you, not with labels, not with condemnation, not with judgment, but with joyous acceptance and joyous love, reminding yourself gently you are in the human experience and that it serves you each and every step, not only serving you, but all others. Allow the energy to flow from you and through you to others. Allow yourself to receive it. To create from the heart is to create the greatest lives that you could imagine. Allow yourself to hear from deep within. Allow yourself to feel the old patterns and programs, allowing yourself to move through that process, setting them aside so they no longer control. One of the things I would like to bring up here is something that, and myself included, we say often. I don't say this any longer, by the way, yet early days I did. It would be heal it and let it go. Release it. In some process that we were going through, let it go. One of the things to remember is we have been programmed in many ways not to accept ourselves. And this is one of the backdoor ways to do this. As we are healing and letting go, we're also saying, hey, there's something wrong with us. Got to deny that, can't accept it. Instead, whatever the situation may be, love it and integrate it into the heart. Accept it. This is another aspect of you. It is not to hang a label on. It's not to judge yourself. It's to acknowledge you've been through another process in the human experience. Do not deny this. Instead, it's look at it. I love everything about me, even this. This allows you to step out of the old patterns and programs of denial and then recreating another form of denial of the self. It doesn't have any power any longer when you love it, for you've moved through that process. We all have things that we have experienced and that we have created in our life that haven't been comfortable. And we have always, not always, love that word, we have also put out there things that we really look at and say, gosh, I don't think I was in the highest spiritual form at that particular moment. It's still a part of you. It's still something that's lived within you. Don't take it and set it aside. Instead, look at it. Look at yourself and all participants. Love them and draw it to the heart, and it no longer controls you. You no longer will repeat that pattern. You deserve the very best. We all deserve the very best. As we accept ourselves and love ourselves, we send out an energy of the highest frequency. It allows others to resonate to it, open to it, and create at the same level. Allow yourself to see the divine beauty you are and live in that beauty, allowing life to form in harmony on earth. Thank you.